Alrighty guys, g'day, welcome. This is that time of week again. Welcome to another London session, guys, back after the weekend. Let's see if we can continue with what has been obviously a fantastic May. Results being really good, guys. Cracking week last week in general. That was a really good week, especially the end of it. Anyway guys, let's get underway, and as always, good morning, good afternoon, very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Let's have a good one, guys. Before we get underway, make sure, as per the usual, guys, make sure TikTok, smash that screen for me. YouTube, do hit that like button. Let's have a look at the news just to see if there is anything scheduled for our stream here today. All right, so nothing scheduled, but again, anything could break at any point. Let's have a look moving forward. So nothing really in regards to high impact news to come for the first day of the week, so that's all right. Should be pretty smooth sailing in regards to that, but again, something to keep in mind in the background. Be wary of anything that could break. Guys, as per usual, if anyone has questions or any charts you'd like me to look at, don't be shy to send those in. I'll get to you guys in the chat shortly. But without further ado, let's get started, guys, and let's have a look at the beast that is gold. Let's begin, guys, starting at that weekly time frame. And what we can see is, based off that previous weekly candle, strong bearish candle, we did close bearish engulfing. So based off that, just off the higher time frame, I feel it's a high probability if we begin to break our own low that we could make a deeper pullback, and especially if we begin to break low of that previous weekly candle. So obviously the current daily / weekly is done similar to the previous week, where we've opened up without a wick in the opposite direction to where we're currently moving, which is currently bullish, but it looks like we are pulling back. So we're going to mark in the low of that current daily / weekly. Making our way onto the daily time frame now, and we can see it still does remain bullish in structure, but is consolidating below some previous support around that 32.40. It's a pretty strong level we've tapped into multiple times. It's a resistance here in a daily. It's also a resistance on the 4 hour. which is something I did mention in my weekend market update video, which I did for the members. I did it live, actually, recorded live, about looking out for this potential zone to be met and look for options to sell if you are to be about for the beginning of the week, the first session, obviously the Asian session. So price is literally tapped into the level that we spoke about. You could drag this up to really that point there. It's tapped in, so it does remain obviously bearish in structure. It needs to close above this point to actually flip the structure back bullish. So the 4 hours technically bearish. We've got the daily technically bullish in structure. We've got the weekly based off the candle bearish. So at this rate, if we begin to break the current daily / weekly low, I feel there's a high probability that we could continue to the downside. Seeing we have pulled up to a level of liquidity that I would have liked for price to have done so at the beginning of the week, and we have so far rejected that point. As far as support, we're going to mark in that whole level and now make our way down to the minor time frames. And on the 30, we can see structurally do remain bullish, actually, guys. That won't change until really back below 31.30, as I mentioned on the Friday. And what we've also done is we have flipped the micro trend back bullish as well, in line with the actual structure itself. So therefore, bias is technically neutral here today on gold. However, seeing we have rejected that resistance, we have created a lower high, lower low. Still feel that the sells are probably the better option for the time being. I'm just going to adjust some zones though, the zones slightly. And we're going to draw in some more zones just here on the 30, and we'll adjust it if we need be on, if need be, on the 50. So there's the most recent resistance, obviously, where we confirmed that lower high. Here's the most recent support. So that's the current range we're playing within the 4 hour levels on the 30. So off the back of that, what I'll be looking for is, let's go down to the 15 quickly. Yeah, so all right, if we begin to pop above this resistance, first of all, for any buy options, seeing we have created that lower high within the move after rejecting the 4 hour resistance, if we were to begin to pop above that level at 3230.5, we do have some pretty clean traffic to the left to take it back up towards the current daily counter high and back up towards that resistance yet again. So once again, that will be based off what's going on within the current day's candle. You could ask me, wouldn't I rather see price come back down to create a low wick before looking for any buy option? Well, not really, because as I always mention, if we do pull back to levels or create levels within the current weekly / daily prior to creating a wicking up direction, we're just looking for levels to be respected. And if we begin to pop above, in this case, the most recent resistance, then I feel there's a high probability at that point that we could come up towards that 3247.50 region. So if you're looking for the buys above 3230.5, if we do make the clean move back up only to reject or even pop above but fail to close above, reject, then I could also look for a potential option to sell it back down based off price respecting most recent resistance. So that's the sells. Now the other option I would be looking for the sell, remembering this is an actual support on the 30, this lowest point of any bullish candle, that's why I haven't bothered to adjust on the 15. So what I'd also be looking for is, if we do approach the current the most recent support formed and we start to close below it, then there is a very high probability at that point that we're going to actually come back down to create low wick on the weekly, and without the volume momentum could potentially make it move back down. So off the back of that, I'd be looking for options to sell below 3206.7. Yeah, likely closures, but we'll wait and see. There could be some potential impulse entries if we do approach in the right manner. So that is my update on gold, what I'm looking for. Hopefully it does make sense. We'll contemplate sales from higher up too if it does present, seeing the bias is technically neutral and we could really look to trade in another direction, just trade the range at that point. Make sure to smash the like button, guys. YouTube, TikTok, hit that screen for me. And let's move on to have a look at GJ. All right, so once again, starting at the weekly, and same same exact same scenario as last week, guys, but in this case both are going to the opposite direction. Gold last week, if you guys remember, started drop at the beginning of the week. It dropped without the upper wick, never pulled back to create one. GJ popped straight up at the beginning of the week and only pulled back on a final day to create that lower wick. So currently though, we have open up, no upper wick, broken low the previous. Off the back of that, I'd be looking at the current weekly candle. Yes, there is a good chance that we could still pull up and create the upper wick, but once again, as long as we respect any level of form within the move to the downside in the current daily candle, we don't necessarily need to do so. So let's mark in the current daily low, and we do have that lower high, lower low forming by strong bearish to begin the week. Onto the daily, structure wise, we do remain bullish in structure. The counter probabilities are to the downside. So once again, now let's mark in the high of the current daily. Seeing we do have lower high, lower low, if we were now to continue bearish, there really isn't much of a need for us to pop back up and break our own high. If we do so, we're popping back above some resistance here to the left. So that could also add confluence to further, or to potential pull back towards the highs on this particular time frame. Onto the 4 hour, and we do remain bearish in the structure. That slow trickle, that consolidation throughout last week, we've broken below, but we're trying to pull back up into it. Anyways, the most recent resistance is the most recent support. So below it, not a great deal of margin, but perhaps could be options to sell it. Above it, going to be very, very tricky, because you're straight into resistance after resistance. See what the 30 has to offer, and that particular time frame is technically bearish. So we've got the 4 hour, M30, and well, across the board I'm calling it, because again, the weekly has already a low high, low low to the previous. So my bias today on GJ is bearish. So therefore, whoops, I would be preferring to sell it. So the options for me on GJ today, so this is the most recent resistance. Let's just quickly have a look at the 15, adjust it to that point there. That's the minor resistance. All right, so look, that was the weekly high. I've just adjusted that horizontal to the point of the most recent resistance at this point here, 193.355. If we were to continue bearish, we really don't even need to pop above that point. If we do, then again, similar to what I mentioned on gold, but obviously in the opposite direction here, then we're likely going to create the upper wick on a weekly/daily. Perhaps I would consider a buy against the structure, but we've tapped into this level multiple times. It is a 4 hour support as well. So if we do begin to pop above the most recent resistance, then I would contemplate some counter trend buy options. I will put it in. And it's not, doesn't mean I definitely will take it, but we'll see. To the downside, what we might be looking for is, now let's see, do we have, yeah, we've got, by the looks of it, a little bit of margin below, not a great deal. Bit tricky, to be honest. We would like to be involved in some sales from higher up. Yeah, GJ, to be honest, I'd rather look for it to pull back in 193.250 and see if it does reject, for options to sell from below that point there. Let's just adjust the zone slightly to sells below that point there, potentially, if it does pull back. And we may consider sells below the low upon continuation. Again, in line with the structure, the bias weekly would be breaking its own low, the current daily/weekly, after pulling back within it, forming resistance, perhaps grabbing liquidity in order to make the move down. So something we would maybe consider as well below low. But to be honest, looking at things, I think gold looks the much better option at this point. So that's likely what we will stick with. And hopefully that all makes sense, ladies and gents. And let's have a good one. Alrighty, YouTube, how's it going, team? Franco, Carl, Good morning to you guys. TikTok, to the 30 odd of you on stream just now, appreciate it. To new followers, welcome. What have I missed? Let me skim through chat. Thank you for the stickers, Ellie and Wazar, appreciate it. And let's see, Peter J, good morning to you, mate. Apparently, I think price will hit 32.57.567 before he moved down. 57.567. Alright, fair enough. That's your play. Dean, I marked out my chart on the M30. Looks a lot cleaner for the setup. Nice one, mate. Yeah, that's all. Don't be shy to say g'day and voice your opinion on things. To my members, I've got to set up the Zoom call. Apologies, completely forgot to do that. Can't even annotate without it. Just give us a sec, my guys. Had a good little sim session with only a couple of people on the call yesterday, the team. Looking at a few different things, a few new potential ways of getting involved in trades. Yeah, it was a good little session. All right, my members, let me. Where is it? Team's growing, guys. There's 40 of us, including myself now, so definitely a good place to be. Welcome to you, mate. Welcome. Alright, so we've got Franco sent in his GU chart. Let me pull up GU at the same time, just so we can have a look at it. Alright. So this is, mind you, I've not redone this chart. This is left from last Friday. So, yep, so you're looking for buys above that point. Yeah, it does look pretty good. Yep, I would tend to agree with that. Sells below. Yep, so yeah, that looks a pretty good plan. Just looking at it, current price action anyway, without doing a proper top down just yet. But thank you for sharing that. Nike level 5 halfway through a swing to 33.05, 33.20, then I'm selling down to 30.30. Fair enough. Fair enough, my friend. 7 Heros. Is it about Forex or crypto as well? It's mainly Forex, my friend. I don't trade crypto. I'm happy to look at Bitcoin or whatever, but just the majors make Bitcoin and ETH. But otherwise, I'm not a real crypto trader, mate. I have one, or actually about 2 or 3 cryptos in my portfolio. Lazy Crypto Man. Speaking of crypto, good day to you, mate. Granil, EU. Be similar to GU. but seeing you've asked, let's have a look at it. So obviously that big gap, it's opening a gap to the upside today as well. So gap central on EU on this particular broker. Looking at the daily and structure wise, once again I mentioned last week, does remain bullish, just heavy, really heavy consolidation at the minute on EU. 4 hours the same, looks absolutely terrible, looks really ordinary to the upside on the 4 hour. In general looks terrible. Mark that as resistance, mark this in as support. That's your 4 hour current range, but looks pretty choppy. 30 appears to be bearish. It's a mess, to be honest. This is the type of situation where I just let it do its thing for the first few sessions of the week. Maybe it pushes through, creates some clean moves within it, opens up the range. Otherwise, look, if it pops up high into that 4 hour resistance and rejects, I hope you're looking for a potential signal to sell. As long as you got the margin, take it back down to this support. And if it does pop below that support just there at session open 111.70, then I think the sells will be also a pretty good option beyond that point. So we're waiting for price to once again just consolidate. If it comes back down, closes below it, I'll be looking to sell it down to 111.450 roughly. See, last week was an absolute cracker. It was a really good week. Andrew, g'day mate. I think I'm learning these the levels I marked out. Nice one. Happy to hear it. Always good. Mark, g'day to you. No, all good. Deep Wonder, thank you for the stickers, do appreciate it. Also new followers, appreciate it guys. Feel free to ask questions. Let me know how your weekend went, guys. Hope it was a good one. And as most of you already know, I am streaming at the same time on YouTube, guys. So if for whatever reason you can't find me on TikTok, do be sure to at some point jump across to the YouTube stream and just sub, just in case you can't find me on TikTok. It's the same profile name. Last week was on stream was 5 wins and 1 break even. So again, I cop a lot quite often from people saying, oh, I've been watching you for 2 weeks now, I don't see you take a trade. First of all, most of those people don't stick around for the fun part. Second of all, like I've always said, when it rains it pours. Some weeks it's going to be more difficult. I can't predict it. Some weeks my trades come either side of the stream, generally after it. Some weeks they all come on stream, and you know what time it presents, there is nothing I can do to manipulate the movement of price action, so I just need to wait. But what I've shown time and time again is if you stick to your plan, in this case me stick to my plan, sticking to my rules, I know if I don't force anything, there is a very good chance, unless I've missed something, which occasionally does happen, I know there is a very good chance it's going to be a nice winning trade. So that's what we continue to do on the daily. Not going to jump in a half-assed entry just for the sake of calling a trade. Just not what I do. It's not a signal service. But we see when they present 5 times last week, 5 wins, 1 break even. All on stream. The 1 loss I took for the week was off stream. Visal, good day to you. Trading market, which broker feed do you to use, as they all different? H4 counter close timing. Use the one that correlates with your broker's closure. The reason why I don't use mine here is because for some reason it's 2 minutes out of whack. I have no idea why, and it means the counts look slightly different at times. It says here 1640 remaining. This one here says 1840, so I have no idea why that is. That's the reason why I don't use it on this stream. Visal, for gold, are you looking for buy or sell? Bearish or bullish? I was late. Neutral bias. As long as we remain below 32.29, 32.30, I'll be looking for options to potentially sell it, and above that point I will consider options to buy it. Dean, good to see you jumped across to the YouTube stream as well. Gold just hit your full TFP. It wasn't overly confident trade, but fill my criteria, so I only did a small trade. As long as you're following your plan, mate, because you know what it's going to do is get you used to just executing upon your analysis if it ticks the box, and just got to trust yourself, and by gathering the data, so actually journaling, so you know what happened, if it hit TP, if it didn't, or what, you know, how you managed it in between. You'll start to obviously be able to trust your analysis, trust yourself. So well done, mate, and just record it. Farid, good morning to you. There was a nice Moving Nation session yet again. Tends to be Tommy TP for what? There is no entry for me. I can really enjoying the tunes, guys. Relaxed. Background music for trading for sure. Thank you to new followers. Welcome to the team, guys. Good news is I think I'm almost off the probation phase of TikTok streaming. So I should have full live access. I thought I already had it, but apparently not. Very, very soon. All right, gold. Interesting. No lower wick. So you open up the 30 though. 15, sorry. 30 has a lower wick. This is a 4-hour zone. I would be very interested in selling it. The fact that it has no lower wick, it's tapping into a stronger resistance. So the gray levels are the higher time frame, the 4-hour slash day. Well, they often line up daily levels as well. Since it's at 30. And so you open up the 15 minutes, so the 30 already has a lower wick. I'm definitely not interested in that for impulsive trade. Heck, mate. Hey, how is the Euro USD trend? I had a look at it just before. I said it was very ugly. So better now, a little bit better now. It's trying to make a clear move up, and I'd be looking for rejection for a sell. Doesn't look great though. Mr. Phil, sending in some analysis for you. Yeah, so you're avoiding that level just above as well. I think I had that as well. There's just no point buying into it. Sell, yep, so exact same level as me for the sells, yep. I think your sells a tiny bit higher up from below. So I'm looking at that zone. I think you've got it just a tad higher up, but that's all right. I know you look at slightly higher time frame as well. Whoops. Farid Gold broke 32.18 again, and I hopped in by this nice one. David Craig. Not to be mistaken for Craig David. I think it may push back to Asia highs. It potentially could, but I wanted to give me a confirmation. Good news is approaching with volume, so closure above this point will be pretty good. We have come from quite a far, so we definitely need closure above, retest continuation. But we'll see if it could be a potential impulse entry just based off price action. Pure price action. Very potential sellers 32.47. All right. Yep, from higher up. I agree. Franco, mate, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Justin.
How's things?
Fine, thank you. Good weekend, and you?
Yeah, nice one, mate. All good. All good. Back for another week on the charts and looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, how was the sim session yesterday?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Did trial a few things. Stuck to predominantly a 15-minute time frame. But yeah, like once again, we have the exact same sort of setup as what we took last Friday, and exact same sort of result cracking trade. So that's a really good one that we just know to take it when it presents. Potentially a kind of thing I may consider here, but I would prefer it close above. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's looking good. I think the maybe we can see the strength in the gold.
Yep.
Because of the weakness of the US nation. So about the Moody rating. So maybe there will be some buys.
Some options, yeah. Yeah, it's trying to make a bit of a move just now, so yeah, we'll see. Just 10 minutes to wait. The issue will be stop loss as per the usual.
Yeah, also Geo is coming up in that area, which I will take to buy.
Okay, yeah.
So let's see how it closes.
Yep, keep an eye on both.
Then maybe because we have clean traffic to the left, and I see it bullish in the overall.
Yep.
So when I look on the daily and weekly, maybe also.
Yeah, the M30 is definitely bullish. So does look good. Clean traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have to wait.
As usual.
Yeah, that's it. The toughest part. Simple for some of us, but difficult for the most, to be honest. Visal JJ is moving up. All good. Wait and see how it reacts to the resistance. More focused on gold though. Yeah, no impulse entries, and look at this, pulling back. We're just waiting. $2 EU. Yeah, I had a look at it before, mate. Said it looks pretty ordinary on the high time frame with all these gaps. The daily is just real shitty consolidation. 4 hours exact same. So I would be looking for rejection on 4-hour resistance for a potential sell, otherwise sells below 111.70. I think you'll find EU is different to GU. I think the bias on EU is bearish. So yeah, I'll be waiting for rejection. To buy it, it's a bit difficult because you buy it into resistance, so probably just avoid it, let it create a clean move, pull back, and maybe consider buys later on. Brandon Smith, are you currently in trades? No, not just yet. Waiting on gold here. Just over 7 minutes. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to be exact. Farid, you're expecting a crazy move before London? Shall see. To be honest, I just got back from the gym not long before the stream, so excuse me if I run out every 5 minutes to take a little quick pit stop and drink so much water while I'm at it. Paul, morning to you. Speaking of, just give us a minute, guys. Want to get it before the closure of this candle. I'll be back. 1 second. Alrighty, team. Apologies. Paul, morning to you. I'm not sure if I said it before. David Craig, usually the volume is dead in London. Let's see what happens. Or on a Monday or in general? So just keep an eye out on the highest point of this candle on your broker, because if there is to be an valid entry in the following candle, it's going to be likely a couple pips above the high of what will be confirmed as the catalyst, if it is to be confirmed as the catalyst in just under 5 minutes from now. $32.31.65. Oops. David Craig, just in general. Again, on the Monday, or you mean in general? I don't think so, mate. London's actually got the most liquidity out of any of the sessions. Doesn't mean it's always very fluid, as in the moves are really clean. But as I mentioned, you know, there's times where I'll find heaps of trades during the London session, and there's going to be days where I don't find a thing. Yeah, D-man, that was true. Last Monday was berserk and goal. Got a nice entry on GJ last Monday, if you guys remember. XX Shaq's XX. Does the gap have to be filled, or it doesn't? Gap, you mean the market over? I actually do have a gap on my broker, which is, yeah, so it will occur, obviously. Not necessarily, but yes, there is a high probability that if we respect the actual structure within the daily candle itself, which is currently pushing more bearish, if you are to respect the resistance here, you're still creating an equal high. So you previously created a lower low. Then it's just a matter of waiting for it to come back down and retest this low. If it does move in line with the current trend within the daily candle, and yes, I feel there would be a very high probability that it would do so, but it doesn't always have to necessarily. I mentioned last week when everyone said well, I know people always say it's always got to come back up to fill the gap, create the upper wick. I've always said not necessarily doesn't, and look what happened. So I understand the point and what people believe, and it does happen probably more often than not, but it doesn't have to happen. Timmy, what's the plan for GJ? For GJ, it's pretty difficult at the minute. Potential buyers counter trend above 193 350 just because it's much cleaner, but I would look to sell it definitely from 193 650. Possible sells below the current daily low as well. Possible, but there isn't a great deal of margin. We are rejecting on gold just now, so this is something we actually tested out on the sim session yesterday. What if we were to take sells off the back of this type of rejection? For me to consider a sell right now, I really want this counter to just drop in the next minute. Close the M30, preferably back bearish. And that could be a decent early entry. And I may just go for really small lot size, wider stop loss, and just leave it. Maybe target the support as first TP. And then just let the rest go. But it doesn't look like it's going to do it. I'm 3691994. Buy gold, guys, for our chart. Fair enough, that's your plan. Read selling gold 3230.4. You said you sold it. If you did, right, I'm going to give you much credit for it, because why didn't you tell us when you actually sold it, or you are going to sell if it pops back up to that? Alright, it's definitely closing back too strong for me to look for any impulse sell. Guys, remember, the one loss I've taken in the past, I think, about a month on stream now, guys. Well, I was on a 16 win streak. One loss I took was very similar to this, the closure of this count, just selling it to break low. This was the rejection. It was very, very similar. Now I just sold it. Very impulsive, shit trade, got wrecked. Since, stuck to the plan. And I think it's like, now, since then, it's like 6 or 7 wins in a row again on stream, so. Imagine if I didn't take that stupid trade. I was very disappointed in myself, to be honest. It was just a really stupid trade. But we're human, we make mistakes. But since, been cracking form again. KK, buy or sell now? I don't know, heads or tails? Again, it's not that simple, guys. As soon as you realize that you're best just to wait for something of quality to present, you'd be a much better trader. You'd be so much better. Otherwise, like I mentioned, you're best just to go to a casino. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's true. You gotta treat it like a job, treat it like a business. I used to do it too. I used to jump on the charts, right? What can I get involved now? Alright. Not sure why, but I think gold's a sell, and I just sell. I used to do all that stupid shit. You know, back when I started.
So GU didn't close how I wanted, but now it's...
Oh, very close.
Yeah.
Oh, quite.
And because it's coming from consolidation, I was not feeling good. Even if it's closing very near the resistance there, I don't want to give it a try.
That's fair enough. There's nothing wrong with being really picky on it, especially on a Monday. Definitely looks better than gold though, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with being extra picky. I can understand you want probably just a little bit higher up.
Yeah, a little bit, and then short retest, and then I would feeling better to take it.
Fair enough, mate. See on gold. If this 15 closes above, especially bullish engulfing, we could have a couple options there. We could have the limit order interruption play present, or we could just have a continuation buy. Peter J, you have to wait. It might not happen during your time on charts. I love the patience. It's important. Yep, appreciate it, mate. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. It is very important. Really, really important. And there still could be options to sell it here too, guys. We continue to reject, and if we form that minor support just here below the resistance, then there could be options to sell it. It would be a really nice entry level, to be honest. So we'll see. It's 104 of you on TikTok, guys. Don't forget to follow if you've not already done so. Been absolutely smashing it on the stream. Continue to just keep on keeping on. We do things right. We do it, you know, without, you know, any reckless, impulsive actions. And we've been absolutely killing it, reaping the rewards. Fred, solid 1 minute chart. Why didn't you tell us when you were actually taking it though? So it's easy to say afterwards, mate. Because then how many trades do you take that you don't mention that go against you? It's the difference. If you're, you know, constantly winning, then you'd probably be on your own stream as well. And I'm happy for you, but next time call it out. Say, tell us when you're taking it, and I'll give you much more credit for that. I'll just call you Shax. Been in a buy from 31.85, but I'm hoping it comes down to fill the gap so I can buy more. Fair enough. So you're probably not over leveraged now. It's a good thing. I don't quite have the right catalyst at the minute. It does look good to come down, but I'm not going to sell off the back of that. Maybe if this was a Friday and I had a cracking week, I would consider maybe risking some little portion of the profit, but not a Monday trade. But I do like the fact that it has pulled back up, rejecting that zone yet again, and is breaking below the previous candle. But I still don't have any confirmation of resistance on the 30. So if you are interested, stop loss above this candle's high. You'd be entering as it breaks. You'd probably be in it just now, but I'm not going to be taking it myself. Mark, honestly, Jocelyn, you are definitely the most relaxed and consistent trader I've seen. Appreciate the kind words, my friend. Yeah, relax because I know, follow my plan, and don't give in to anything in between. Don't worry about, there's no FOMO, there's no, you know, I called that just now, but again, just not perfect for me on a Monday. It does make sense for it to actually make a bit of a move down. But again, sticking to my rules, no, not stressed whatsoever. I can still potentially get involved in an entry. I just need to wait. Really look, BTC rejected 107k and been dropping since. Strong resistance, extremely strong. Yeah, if it breaks 101, you need a daily closure below 101. There's a good chance coming back down to below, then more into the 90s again, potentially 93k. Alright, gold making a bit of a move down, all good. Good to see it nonetheless. David Craig, I don't know, depending on how the hour is closes, we might consolidate New range until nil. Yeah, potentially. It could definitely. I mean, that's definitely on the cards. Keeps rejecting this resistance. So as long as we remain between that 32.08 really and 32.30, then yes, there's a good chance it could just do that. But as I've mentioned on these streams before, the charts, you'll find they tend to go through cycles where Asian session you just seem to get all these cracking moves. Then it shifts over to London. You get London for a month or two, just day after day, presents some really good opportunities. And then for the most part, MY is always going to have the volume because of the fundamentals with the news and all that scheduled news about coming out of the US. There's always going to be something or some sort of movement. Not always easy because of the news, but the good thing is it tends to open the charts up a bit. Alright, so intuition would have been on that one had I taken it, but again, just not a Monday trade for me, but nonetheless, still good to see it actually do as I predicted I would do. Hour close, okay. The reason I sold because bearish structure and rejected lower, a lot of break-even trades. Also something to keep in mind, I've seen it happen a lot of times before. Or before in London. Just 2 times M1 and keeps rejecting lower. Fair enough, mate, but again, just next time you get more credit if you say to me, right now sell what I'm selling at this point. Am I selling? No. Mentioned a potential sell as it breaks, but I didn't personally take it. Sammy, g'day to you, mate. Carl looking possible sells here in 5 sets up. Setup is same as you. Look at 15 and 30. Why is this was not a sell? Why this was not sell? Trading market. Very impulsive without the 30-minute yet. Closing back bearish. So it's just the 15-minute count probabilities, which something I'm not 100% confident in just yet. Made sense, but again, for Monday, for a Friday trader, like I mentioned, I did call it, and on Friday I probably would have had a decent week. I'd risk part of the profit on it, but not for a Monday trade. Not stressed at all. Couldn't give a shit. Plenty of time, plenty of opportunities still to come. So just do what I do best. Plan, chill, and see what presents. Collie also didn't take it. That's the thing. If you're not feeling great about it, especially the first trade of the week, and probably best to chill. To be honest, a lot of us have rules on a Monday. It's one trade. Not the one I'd probably necessarily want to give it up on, to be honest. But man, appreciate you. Shax, exactly. Still got the whole week. Same shit happened last week, guys. If you remember on Monday, those who were here, charts were bananas. Both GJ and Gold were making moves. Sitting here, a lot of people left the stream thinking, oh, this guy's never going to take a trade. He's missed all the moves. What happened? Waited for one signal to present and was on GJ. I'm not going to find it, wherever it is. And how good of a trade was that? That was 0 drawdown. Absolutely smashed through TP. So that's what we do, guys. We just plan, we wait. Even if you look at something in your eye, I probably should have taken that, which I don't anyway. But some of you probably looking at thinking, gosh, why don't I just sell it? Don't. Just calm down, chill. Don't do anything stupid. Wait for your initial plan to present. And if that happens, fantastic. If not, you move on. Very simple. Mark, your best day last week was Thursday. Took 40. Wow. You obviously got hold of a nice runner. Semi-great advice, appreciate it. Rennie K, gold sell. No. Did call a potential sell just there. Right now, if you're weren't in that, you just need to chill. my whole vision. It's really what I want to do. Just build a community of traders that are just, you know exactly what you're looking out for at its predetermined level, and you just relax, you're just chilled about it. There is no stress. You know, if you wait for the right setup, you got about 80% chance, 80+% chance of it being a winning trade. That is what I'm trying to build. And it's going really well. Seeing some fantastic results. Agreed? Yeah, I know. You've mentioned it heaps of times. 1 minute. 8 hours, Mark. Nice one. Be careful how I pronounce some of his names. I'm pretty zondi, but I've come like you. I didn't have a plan. Mate, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. Just to trust yourself, trust your plan, trust your edge, trust your analysis, reacting to it, gathering a skill set and data, back it up, and then it's just relaxed. You're allowed to take a loss. Still doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. Yeah, my last loss was a really stupid trade which should never have happened. It is what it is. So Craig look to take buys from 30 to 11. Yeah, that's not a bad option if it does make a clear move down, to be honest. And if I got the right signal, that's something I would now likely consider, because then you just trade in the 30-minute range, buy low, sell high, that type of scenario. Really spent 5,000 hours to get better at lower time frames. Been watching sessions a lot. Fair enough. Come free zondi. Which broker? I'll type in the chat, mate. I get no kickbacks from it, so I'm very careful what I promote. I get, I shit you not, messages daily from brokers and that on TikTok, nearly every single day. And I always reply, why should I promote your brand? What do you do any different to any of the others? And I have no interest in making up commission on lots, because I don't want to rip off my guys. I can create, whatever cost per lot. I'm not some shit like that. Forget that. I'm not interested in ripping anyone off when it comes to. It's just not what I'm about. It's not my brand. Puck, you sometimes measure the wick, draw a line where the candle needs to close under above. Which tool? That's a, where is it? It's just the rectangle tool. I've got it saved in my favorites. It's just under brushes. You can find it. Shapes, just there, rectangle tool. And the horizontal is just the, where is that? That's just up here in the lines section. Oops. And after zones, the rectangle fill right. You can click on the option to fill right. So let me just click on it quickly. Go to settings, visibility. No, sorry, style, extend right. So it saves you having to, just drag it out. So right, you just extend right. Come free zondi, nice one. Good to hear you're fast learning. Just gotta be chilled about it. Uh-oh. What's that about? Uh-oh. Second rejection round 32.31. Thank you for all the follows, guys, the new followers. Do appreciate it. Don't go anywhere, guys, because every time the numbers drop, because everyone thinks it's not going to be a trade, when the magic happens. So just chill. Sit back, relax, have a cup of tea or coffee. Whatever you do to make yourself relaxed. Bjorn, goal. Nothing just yet, but looking at it. More into you, mate. Back to Matrix, you're looking to buy. Not unless it pops above 32.30.5. Read market open also has a lot of nice moves. It could be very unpredictable though, that's for sure. Bow, sell goal. Not at the minute, but I'm not writing it off completely. Read, nice one. Happy for you. Oh man. It got the creatine. I'm in the stacking phase of creatine. Just started it again. I always forget to chuck it in my water, or that was just a hot chocolate. Not good with coffee. Can mix it with coffee, but apparently it does dull the effect of it. Most studied supplement by sports scientists, and it's a very good one for you. Good for your organs, good for your brains too. Probably need the help, to be honest. Korea was looking really bullish, but without the gap fill below, I wasn't so sure to hold. Yeah, look, you probably know my opinion of it. Yes, there is a good chance it's going to come down to actually create the low wick in a weekly. Seeing we're not that far away from it still. And if we do continue to respect this resistance, and there's a good chance of coming back down to that support, and then that point there, I feel there's probably a good chance we could create a low low, and then we're going to create that low wick in a weekly if that's the bit of case. But otherwise, if we can break above this resistance, heading back up likely to the 4 hour level, and it's a matter of whether we can actually start to burst through this crap to the left or not. All right, 8 and a bit minutes till session open, guys. Could there be any potential option here? So what we need to look for is, first of all, 30-minute bearish engulfing. Second of all, on the 30. Ooh, doesn't quite line up. I was gonna say if this closed weak bullish. All right, let me measure this below the line. We'll see. It could all come down to this particular 15-minute candle. Still want the 30s close very strong bearish after rejecting the resistance. Yeah, this is a pretty awkward one. 0.302 will mean pretty much a doji candle. I mean, rules are rule. So we'll see. Basically what I want to do is close pretty much a doji candle. I want it to close bullish, but I don't want it to close above 0.382.
Is the stop loss not too much?
Again, you probably have to use the entry candle the upper wick. Look, I don't think it present, to be honest. But I just like the fact that we keep respecting this level.
Yeah, for sure, and then also engulfing on the M30.
Yeah, and the M30s be very strong.
On the M30 time frame looks better as on the M50
the M30
at the end.
Correct, because straight bullish move up on the M30. I mean, we'll see. It's not perfect. Don't just wait.
Yeah, also on Xauusd, also not perfect. It's coming back down.
Yep.
So, which not makes it better at the end.
It makes it more difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, because now, if I look on the M50 on GU, yeah, it's very difficult. So, even if this would be a weak bearish gap at the end,
don't have the margin.
Not really much margin to the upside. So
yeah,
now you need to wait to create maybe some additional support.
Yeah, it's no margin
again. So
yeah, it's a bit tricky because you're right. There's like 5 pips to that level. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, there would be a good signal if it did close weak bearish.
Yeah, if I would have more margin, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you get 1-to-1 off the 15, not even. Not even. So stop loss would be about 8 pips, 7.5.
But we are approaching
4-hour resistance.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's actually at it. So yeah, it's a tough area to get involved, unfortunately. But all good. We know not to stress it. We're an experienced bunch here. Sorry, YouTube. MA, good morning. Does GJ tend to go up when GU going up or not necessarily? If not, any other pair to watch alongside GJ? Yeah, look, I used to think that, and because I used to trade GU and GJ, and then I'd be looking to line up a trade on one and thinking, well, why is the other one moving the opposite direction, or why is the other one not even moving? And it used to put me off a bit. So they don't always, they will at times, but not always. So I would choose not to worry about the correlation on GU and GJ. I would just watch whichever pair you're looking at trading, or if you're going to trade both, do the analysis on both and just wait for your confirmations. As far as any pair you could trade alongside or watch alongside it, maybe the Japanese yen, the yen basket. I'm not even sure what the ticker is for that, because that will obviously, you know, the yen will kind of move in line with that. So if there's strength in that, then it'd be strength likely in the yen, which means there'll be likely weakness in GJ, so on and so forth. Could be wrong. Yeah, but that's as far as I know, correlation. EU moves very similar as well to GJ for the most part. But personally, I just focus on the pairs and whatever the charts I'm trading. Dean knows is currently at a resistance, looking at a buy, but has no confirmation to work on yet. At support, you mean? Yeah. 4-hour support and right near the lows, just broken actually. Breaks it again. 4-hour still technically bullish. Weekly strong bullish. Upper week, daily bullish structure, bearish engulfing. So based off that, I feel there could be a good chance it could continue down. 4 hours bullish as I mentioned, but at support, there's the support just here. It really needs to pop below it. 30 minutes definitely bearish. So the sells below will look good, and for me the buys are best above. Let me mark it in. It's much cleaner above this point. And why I would look to buy it, because you're going to flip 30-minute structure. Not only that, you're bouncing up the 4-hour support, and it's more likely to make a deeper pullback into clean traffic, so above 21.23, 8.5 roughly for the buys. Otherwise, I'd be looking for rejection sells below 21.20, 21.220, and below low. All right. It's not in 2 minutes left. Doesn't look likely on gold, by the way, guys. We just have to chill still. Gold Sniper, g'day, mate. Hope you're well. Nothing yet. Nah, called a potential cheeky gold impulsive sell just there, but didn't personally take it. Not first trader stream. Just chilling. Waiting for the 30 minutes close around this horizontal. It doesn't look likely. Close than 15 week, very weak bullish. So at this rate, looks like we may need to wait just a little bit longer. And GJ is just, you know what GJ's like, mate. It's shit at the minute. It's terrible at the minute. So not even bother with it. Phil, good day to you, mate. Hope all is well. MA, your spread keeps fluctuating. GJ to 10 pips. Is that not 10 points or pips? You've just got 10. So 10 points is that's a pretty good spread. I'd be happy that. I mean, for the most part on mine, it's between 0.5 and 1 pip. So it's 10 points, which is good. So it seems okay. All right. TikTok, sorry guys. Answering the YouTube questions. Come free Zondi. I will chill with you for a few months on your live. And the third, I'm coming for all the best. Third one, M coming for all the best. Interesting. Go for it, mate. Bjorn, what chart are we looking at right now? This is gold, mate. Red scalping buys from 32.21. Said about 6 minutes ago. Buys 32. All right, session open, guys. So it's not, again, not ticked off the box in accordance to my rules. Oh, interesting. Popping pretty much straight up. Yeah, very impulsive though. All right, we're just chilling. Nothing of quality, so I'm just chilling for the time being. Merca, what pair? This is gold. What strategy? Analyze, confirm trade. So again, I do my analysis, determine the bias based off a few different time frames. Draw up my charts using 15, 30 support, resistance, and 4 hour. And I just wait for my price action signals. Very simple. Those signals will all depend on how we approach and things like that, what I'm looking at. So for me to look for a signal there, I need that counts close where the horizontal was, and it did not do so. So now the buys above shift, because that now is the new resistance, 32.31.74. And let's draw in a minor support just here, and potentially, as long as we've got the margin and the stop loss isn't huge, could potentially look for sales below 32.21.27 now. So wait and see. Still plenty of time, guys. Let's just patiently wait. Three. Nice one. Well, so far so good. Div spiked up. I'll give you credit for that. David Craig, yeah, I think this is dangerous zone for buyers. These mini lows can potentially get swept to 32.11. I agree. I think buyers are best above 32.31. Let it break and close above the resistance, retest it, and then begin to pull away from it. So it will look obviously a little like so. I'm not gonna get caught in any entry without the right confirmation here on 15. So let it close above, let it retest. As soon as it retests, then I could potentially set the buy stop above the catalyst high. Without that, closure above, retest, just need to wait. Do what we do best, guys. Just chill, wait for the right moment. And how often are the trades going to drawdown too? Last week, I don't think any of them did, to be honest. They flew to TP. Every single one of them. Doesn't mean you're never going to have it. It's all part of it. But the way I get involved, try to do my best to eliminate and avoid it altogether. Sarah, no, not just yet, no. Bjorn, what am I working on? What, in regards to what am I waiting on? Patiently waiting for gold still. We're in, all good. Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone trading the 1 minute. So elite Gux up sit. Now buy or sell, waiting, just waiting for the time being. Zig, bullish or bearish? Bias is neutral for me on gold here today. Grid? Yeah, it's, well, for me it's definitely neutral today. Eric, Solana, not interested. This is Forex. I will have a look at Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, heartbreak. I've got just bad memories. What I think of Solana, if I tell you I've got Solana and I'm selling, it means just buy, sell the house, sell everything and buy. And it's not technical because I'm not trading it. It's just what happens. I was accumulating. I was obviously trying to hodl it. Got out a few times at the wrong time. But I prefer the hard assets, to be honest, as opposed to crypto. Yeah, thank you for sharing live. Shaq, no, go. Does sound a bit like gold though. Already selling gold, 32.28.6. All right, nice one. Bjorn, is it possible to see what chart you're on the screen? Says there, mate, the watermark. So it's XAUUSD, so this is gold. I know it's a bit difficult for you guys on TikTok because I worked out that was maybe one of the things triggering the algorithm to ban my streams back in, you know, a while back. So that's why I can't show you the full screen, the numbers, but the full screen you can see it all on YouTube. Phil, take on EU. EU looks like shit, but actually looking better now, to be honest. Now it's made a move out of this consolidation. I'd be looking for rejection for options to sell it, in all honesty. Are we looking for exhaustion? Maybe similar to what we had just here, break support and potentially get involved in a sell to take it back down. Yeah, for me, I don't really like it. I know, again, you look at different time frames, but it looks like it potentially could be exhausting, so I'd be looking now for, or awaiting a price action catalyst for options to take it back down. I think my bias on it was bearish. I don't think I actually had a look at all the time frames, but lower time frames was definitely bearish. In 30 and 4 hour. Yeah, I wish I could, guys, TikTok, but it's just I run the risk of getting a permanent ban. Oh, GJ, the light. No way there's an impulse entry here. We're just waiting. Come from below resistance and well below it. And it's counter trend, so it's actually quite bearish at the minute, GJ. My guys, it is Monday, so Monday is one of my favorite days actually when it comes to activities with the group. Monday's education session day. Looking forward to that. So guys, if anyone wants or has any questions and you can't be on the call, feel free to chuck in the VIP chat and I will make sure to answer it for you on the call. Obviously you guys know it's recorded, so looking forward to it. Always a big week with the VIP. Monday education day, Tuesday, Wednesday NY, Thursday live market update into pre-NY, Friday accountability call after the stream, and every other Sunday sim session. And market update is every Sunday. Sarah, no, you should know. You should know that we don't always have to be in a trade. We wait for right moment. Gold making a bit of a move just now, interestingly enough too. So let's see. Maybe gold will still present. Really want it to close above, seeing we've rejected multiple times. We don't really have a low wick. Joshua, if it closes above that wick, we'll go bullish. That's the 15-minute resistance. Potentially, yes. Don't really have that lower wick though, so really want that closure above the retest continuation. Because at least if we close above, retest and break the cows high, I'd be more confident that we're not going to pull back to create that wick and we're just going to head back up. Got a clean trap to the left. Without that, it may come down to pure price action. Very similar, but in the opposite direction to the trade last Friday, where perhaps the new candle pops straight up, actually breaks without low wick, and then we just wait for it to pull back, create low wick. And then we're going to buy stop it as it begins to break once again. We'll place a buy stop back above the high as it creates that low wick. It's smart, nothing at the minute. Potentially buying, but just waiting. Josh, all good. Someone close above, it needs to retest light before going up. Yes, that is the preference. For sure. That's smart, better wait right now, yep. GJ also rejecting. Still the first 15 minutes though of London Open. Reasons, thank you for sharing a live. And thank you to all the new followers. Do this on the daily. And once again, been absolutely killing it. So chill, relax, learn, and we'll wait and see if we can get involved in a high probability trade. James M, you don't think gold want to first test opening up? Someone asked that question before. Not necessarily. If we break the resistance most recent level and retest them, begin to pull away from it, then I reckon we're heading back up. So still, yes, there is a good chance it could eventually come back down to break that low wick. But mentioned last week, never pulled back to create the upper wick last week. So it does make moves without, you know, always crane with the opposite direction first. And sometimes then it comes back to do so in like last week. So could do the same this week. But remember, this time last week we were already, I think, hovering below low of that previous weekly candle on the Monday. That happened very early, whereas this one still kind of looks a bit weak to the upside. Still wouldn't surprise me if it does reject. Ready to buy BTC 102 300 in a lot of trades, mate. You're currently in a bit of drawdown on gold, that's for sure, if you're still in the trade. Bjorn, not a problem, mate. By all means, watch on YouTube if it's easier. Marius, more into you. It is much easier to see, for sure. Hit break even? Well, I'm not sure how much profit you have on the table, to be honest, mate. I know it dropped to like maybe 5-6 pips and then popped straight back up. But anyway. We need strong closures above here on GJ. Preference is definitely to 30 because we're counter trend. That's the thing. It's bearish. My bias on GJ is bearish. Doesn't look like it's going to close above anyway on the 15. All right, 14 pips. That's all right. It's enough to get to break even. Gift is gold. The same. Yeah, XAU. Yeah, XAUSD gold. It's the same thing. Spot gold, that is. All right, so it's in a close above GJ. How about gold? It didn't as well. Once again, it's definitely not a strong enough confirmation here. Let's see if it has so far popped up in our lower wick. So we want it to break. Once it break that resistance, then pop down to create lower wick, and then if it's still early enough into the candle, you may consider it. So that pretty much has to happen in the first 5 minutes, because what you've got to remember is the 30 minutes coming close to a close. It's likely going to leave a upper wick. I don't want to get caught in that little bit of a pullback for it to leave the upper wick. We'll just patiently wait and we'll see. Marius, more into you, mate. Not sure if I said that before, but anyway. Pulling back to create low wick. Let's see. Let's see if we're going to close above now. GJ, same thing. Let's see. Ready to targeting 112.40. Yeah, I'm still be waiting patiently to see if it rejects to potentially sell it personally from this zone. Ismar, you're in a short, you mean? Closing position 32.33. You mean long? Open at 32.30. Oh, I'm a bit confused. So you said I'm in short just now. I'm assuming that means short. Closing position 32.33, opening 32.30. I think you mean long, looking for 32, 33. For it, I think there's a good chance it, yes, but again, I'm waiting for my signal. I do agree that if it does, I'm waiting for the closure above nonetheless. But if it does give me that opportunity where it closes above, then I would look to buy it to take it back up towards more than target would be the daily high as the overall target. Sell, okay. Well, I do wish you luck. You're targeting 32.47 for it. That's, yeah, that would be a realistic target for sure. Dean, you just set your short on Xauusd to break even. Nice work, mate. Maybe you got in off the back of that rejection. Not sure. Pop back up. Yeah, look at that, because no lower wick. So I'm assuming it probably dropped at the open of this candle to create lower wick. Well, maybe not. But this candle, regardless, the 15 had no lower wick as well. And look what's happened just now. Create just a small lower wick on the follow through. So like maybe perhaps the leftover volume that were at the end of the candle. And it seems to have popped straight back up and pulling back into the range above again, potentially. So I think you did well to make sure you got to break even. Yeah, break even got hit. All good, mate. Well managed though, nonetheless. I think it's well managed. GJ breaking, all good. Not an issue. No FOMO, not give a shit. Because it's counter trend either way. So I look at it thinking, great, fantastic. Actually prefer it to make the clean move just now. And look to see if we can get options if it does reject the resistance. That would be absolutely perfect. Could even be later, who knows. But again, at least I know I'll be trading with the structure and the bias. And it's at a strong level as well. If it does pull back to that 4-hour resistance. So not at all concerned. And gold still could present. Not yet broken, so let's see. It could potentially, based off the 30 as well, have a valid impulse entry. We'll wait and see though. Sam Skoo. What does that mean? Elaborate, mate. What do you mean by that? For it, Bitcoin finally moving up. It's not really, it's just pulling back. I mean, if it does break this resistance, then it could potentially make it an actual move up. I mean, these moves in Bitcoin are, I don't know, it's like nothing. It's not even a drop in the water. Bitcoin, a $500 move. I know you can still make good return from it though, don't get me wrong. Okay, Nasdaq. Yeah, I had a look at it just before. So for me on Nasdaq, if this actually rejects and closes weak bullish, that would be a cracking signal to sell it below the bullish candle low. Because it's pulled back into that support. And if it does reject, close weak bullish, then that would be a sign it's grabbing liquidity from the upside. If it breaks the bullish candle low, a good chance for it to head back down. Personally, I've always mentioned I wouldn't touch NAS this time of day. I just don't trust it. It doesn't mean it doesn't move, but I would wait for close to 10 way. But I don't trade it, so trade it once in my life live, and it was a win, and it's not that 100% strike rate. I do analyze it because some of the people, some of my guys do trade it. Some of the crew, the VIP crew. or at least look at it. Farid, I think it is jumping up. Farid 17. This is the time where everyone hops off the stream thinking nothing's going to happen, and that's the time something presents. Tends to always happen. Still could have options on gold. If the 30 was to close like this, I definitely would be considering the impulse entry. It's a nice strong closure into the zone. So it'd still be the exact same potential entry point as I was looking at previously, a little earlier, right at 3231.85. That's if it doesn't break within his current candle. Yes, sir. You're looking for sell? No, I'm potentially looking at buy on gold. Gift? No, I'm not entering just yet. Eleanor? You gonna buy? Nice one. $2, GA. Yeah, it looks a little bit messy. Let's quickly look at it. Weekly. Well, technically the previous weekly candle, I know it's closed bullish here, but it's closed below the closure of the previous bullish candle. So it's likely closed bearish on a few other brokers. Bit difficult based off that, so we'll kind of avoid the weekly. Daily structure is bullish, has pulled back down to retest the last significant higher low, or just above it anyway, and is still technically bullish. Is that a resistance here to the left on the daily? 4 hour is bearish. Yep, definitely bearish. So if you mark in this, the most recent resistance, this as our most recent support. The 30, you could argue it's bullish because that does resemble a swing, even though it's not two consecutive candles pulling back in the opposite direction. All right, so for me on GA, what I'd be looking at hasn't quite tapped into anything to look to sell it, so I'd probably prefer it to come up before trusting the sells and tap into 208.10 and look for rejection from that point. And you've currently formed support at this point here, so 207.70 if it did begin to pop below that level as well. I want it to actually tap into the resistance prior to that. And as for the buys above it, maybe, yeah, it does look pretty good actually. Pretty clean to the left as well once you pop above these highs. So buys above 208.174. And potentially buys from the support 207 and sells below it, clean below. It's just a quick look at GA. I want to concentrate on gold because there's 3 minutes left. We may be able to get involved in some buys on the open of the next 30-minute candle. Yeah, I'll leave previous hourly was support, so if we break it, there's a good chance we could continue up. Still no lower wick though. Once again, that would really make me want to preference the closure above retest. We'll see. Speak Russian? No, I don't, my friend. We're still holding gold buys. Jay Caulfield, what pair is this you're trying to trade? The pair I'm watching is gold, so spot gold. Reed will consolidate now, maybe 5 to 15 more minutes, maybe. Savage King J, AU. A little bit overcooked. If you're looking to buy it, I'd be looking to see if it rejects the resistance here. Just want to watch gold because we've got a minute and a half. I'm going to see how this candle closes. So we could be closing bullish and golfing. %50 of this zone is where we preferably want to close above to confirm a strong approach for an impulse entry. Laser Crypto Man jumped across to YouTube. Nice one. Last hour candle is a doji and current doesn't have bottom wick. Yeah, that's the thing. But if it breaks it, there's a high probability it can continue up. If it breaks low, there's a high probability it could continue down in a minute. It's just rejecting, so it's likely not going to be a valid entry for the time being. Erinja, yeah, still at a potential sell zone, but there is no sell catalyst. At the minute, it doesn't look to be a buy one as well. This is rejecting currently. Reed, are you moving up? Scalping? Nice one, you're in plenty of trades, my friend. Just be careful. Hard to manage a lot of trades at one time. Alright, it's not closing above, guys. So we're just gonna, once again, let's just chill. GJ shit. Yeah, this is not, don't quite have the catalyst. Asma, if you want, I'm not selling nothing, I'm just waiting. There is more green bars than red bars. At least, I feel well. Guys, I'll be back in a minute or two. Don't go nowhere. Gotta chill, just wait.
Sound right, boy.
Hello, hello, what I missed. Like nothing here on gold at the minute. Stephanie, g'day. Dojan, some of you guys need to be a lot more patient, in my opinion. I agree, mate. Yeah, it's very well said. Totally agree. I stress it all the time. Don't always need to be in a trade. It's not something that ticks the box, then we just chill. Very simple. Corey says this is a buy, all good. But 60 official, are we ready for what? Do you future trading as well? No, but to be honest, there's no reason why it shouldn't work. Pretty much the exact same thing. Charts look a bit different because the times, but otherwise, as far as catalyst and price action and levels, shouldn't be any different. That's me ready to sell. Read. Happy for you, mate. This is good. This is what I wanted to do in order to look for buys. Push through this resistance, fantastic. Clean move up, perfect. So now you're just waiting for it to make a pullback, form support, create some structure. Then I trust the buys. Buying it into the resistance, I mean, good luck, because how many times will it reject? How many times has it rejected? So once again, don't always need to be first to the party. Corey, wouldn't you get a better reward as futures? It's contract based. Don't know, I've never really traded it, to be honest. Not sure. Assuming you still pay commission on that, I'm not sure. I know people say it's better because everyone looks at the same chart. I understand that. That's good. You have to, you have different brokers or whatever. It's just the one futures chart. That's one advantage. Because often I can look at the chart and then it doesn't resemble my broker whatsoever. And it can make me, second guess my decision. No, who? You're a newbie at trading. What's your plan? Well, wanting gold to actually give us a signal, close above. It's kind of giving us a very impulsive signal just there. Broke the low, now breaking the high. If that happened above the resistance, it's much better. I'm patiently waiting for a closure above. It's only Monday. It's the first day of the week. There's going to be plenty of opportunities moving forward. So, the proven time and time again, we don't stress it. Even if price makes a move and you're not in it, don't stress it. Let it do its thing, reassess, plan ahead, wait patiently, react. It's really not that difficult. Lee, you're looking at charts, shook up a bit and then patiently for a massive sell. Fair enough. Let's see if we get the closure above. Let's see what the options are. Could be a potential limit order. I mean, it does look like we're creating a bit of structure here, so it's not like it's just come from consolidation. Create a, you could argue, pretty much a high there. Pullback, another high, another pullback. Closure above. A lot of volume still at the minute. It is popping, bopping up and down. So what I've done for limit orders of late, I've had to widen the criteria for it. It used to be, it's usually 8 to 10 pips of closure above to validate a limit order by, in this case. But the way gold has been moving lately, I've really widened up to about 20 pips, to be honest. Because even 20 pips doesn't even look like much these days on gold. You see what I mean? Look at the volatility. I'm not sure if there's some breaking news. Doesn't appear to be. Gold spiking up and down. Sorry, mate.
Gold is dumping.
Yeah, up and down all over the place.
Sorry, dollar. Dollar is dumping.
Oh, DXY.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is too.
Gold, wow. Extremely good.
But gold is still struggling though at the level.
So if you would take an impulse trade, for sure you could make some 20 pips.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you have to be super quick. super quick, because it comes down into drawdown within seconds.
We are.
One of those ones. We must have MagicKeys or something to manage it. Some sort of trade management tool.
If this is maybe closing right now, or sells,
yeah, still don't.
leaving this long wick.
It looks terrible on the 30 though for a sell.
Yeah, okay, 30. That's right. Yeah, 30 is then now different to the M30.
The M30 looks terrible. And the stop loss is terrible. Stop loss 60 pips or more than that now. It's just dropping. Just means it's going to be wait. That's all it means. Just need to let it do its thing. Kind of feels like hunting a bit. Just sell it, just more. Definitely if it was an impulse sell, but if you're waiting even for the closure below, I don't think you've really got the. I don't think it's worth it because the stop loss is huge.
No, as you mentioned, Justin. So if you look on the M30, it makes no sense.
Yeah, the 30s just look shit. Reed, you bought it. You're in a bit of drawdown, my friend. Be careful of that. Joshua, no, I didn't buy it. There's nothing, no reason to buy it. There was no valid entry. Alex, you just sold gold. Nice one. Well, you're looking pretty good. So Freddy got 32.29. Sorry, mate.
Sorry. Geo leaves the station.
Oh, is it? Yeah, because the Dixie. Yep. All the majors are pumping at the minute. What source do I use? SNJ, DNB. What source do you use for news? Financial Juice is more up to date, especially with breaking news. Forex Factory lags. Forex Factory is a little easier to follow, so I have it up there. But Financial Juice is the better one to follow. So this will light up red when there's something breaking. Ed, wait for it to reach the peak maximum price and then close all of your positions, make a sell. Gift waiting for your direction, sir. Nothing is yet. Joshua seems rejecting. Yep. Dean, I've swapped back over to the TikTok live. It lets me watch the live in the background while I read. Fair enough, mate. Appreciate the support nonetheless. Either way, so legend. Ed, I agree. Patience is definitely a virtue. Time is everything. Not not how many trades you make, it is how many trades you get right that matters. It's really just following the plan that matters, the plan that you know works for you. Already closed 30 pip profit, went into a fair bit of drawdown. Anyway, just don't get it, but all good. The man never loses. Alright, so you buying it through to 27.6, mate. You've been in about 25 trades since London Open. Time frame, Ubunga, M15. Really not liking things here, guys, to be honest. Just keeps rejecting. The 55 looks probably the best, the way that candle will end up closing back up near its high. Doge may get some momentum around 10 a.m. May get some. The issues are, I mean, stop loss is huge. You're looking about 78 pips. It rejected either side. It's finally closed above. Really doesn't look that clean. Stop off the entry candle is about 30. It's possibly the only thing could go off. Let's look at the hourly. The hourly has to make the move. It has to happen very quickly because the hourly is going to draw to a close and it's going to leave an upper wick. Am I convinced? To be honest, not really. It's definitely the best though, best option if anyone is interested. Buy it as it begins to break the high of the previous, but I'm not convinced. Personally, I'd rather just sit tight. David Craig, yeah, I'm not convinced as well. I'm really not. It's not quality because this candle up, down, all over shop, had no idea what I was doing. Eventually closes above, which would make me be more on the side, lean towards the side of the bulls to the upside. But there was a lot of volume about. I mean, if it keeps rejecting its own and begins to break the high of the previous candle, there is a high probability it will make the move up. Maybe you could see if we go to 5 minute rejected below. That's the entry, guys. Whoops. If anyone is keen, it would have to be very low risk. And you want to be triggered in before the last 5 minutes of the hourly closure to trust it. Because you're going to get some sort of pullback likely to leave the upper wick on hourly. Joshua, yeah, there's gap. There is one on my broker. What is the high? It's 33.97. One thing I do like is the 5 minute rejection, so maybe a small position if it begins to break that previous candle's high. Your stop loss would have to be below the current entry candle, and it would want to be triggered in well before a 5 minute mark. Well, 5 minutes left of the hourly. But it's not fantastic, in all honesty. So that's what you're potentially looking at. 32, 33.1, 32, 34.17. The volume of gold at the minute could easily tag you in and drop back down to the low. The stop loss is just below the entry candle, because there is no other way about it, because stop loss below previous candle is like 80 plus pips. It's just not on. Perez, pretty obvious. Looks like it's a potential buy. Dogen, yeah, exactly. Buy? No, that should not have triggered in. No way that should have triggered in. No, not even close to it. I must stress, it's likely going to be a very, very quick one again. I'd get to break even very quickly. Coming to the closure of the hourly. Neil Black, it's pretty obvious it's a buy. So you should be in. About 5 pips.
It's taking too much time for me for gold.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Moves quicker. I'm not taking it.
Yeah, it's not fantastic, to be honest, like I mentioned. I like the fact it keeps rejecting this though. It's going to be a quick one either way, and once again, it's very small position. I'm not fussed. It is the Monday, so just a really small entry. Had about 4.5 pips and it's rejecting pretty quickly. Yeah, not the best, to be honest. But willing to take the punt on it. Not looking great. Ali, bearish order block. Fair enough. I'm just seeing it continue to pop above. Savage King J has been a cracking month, to be honest. Yeah, it's not looking great, guys. Looks like it's going to be taken out. Still just in, not by much. Lee, are you a day trader? Scalper, yeah. This is the point where I want it to be ready at TP. Because you got about 5 minutes left. I'm not liking this, guys. I really don't. Target would bid high, but to be honest, it's not that great a trade. And it looks like it's going to reject now and take me out either way. I mean, yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. This wax here, no, I didn't. It got to about 5 pips and I didn't bother. To be honest, it's just using a bit of intuition. Again, it's a really, really small lot size. It's not anything major. Still, doesn't take away from the fact that it wasn't the cleanest trade. And I'm talking about, it's a really, really small position either way. Still, again, gotta stick by your calls, so. To be honest, I'm kind of hoping it takes me out just to get it out of the way. Just get that shit trade out of the system. Still just hanging in there. Teasing at this rate, yeah. Yeah, look, likely going to take me out before maybe if it is to move up. If it's yeah, again, small entry. At about 4.5 pips or so on the table, 5 pips, and now on about 15 pip drawdown, so. Volatility is a bit all over the shop. Only 10 lots in. Nah, lazy crypto man. I'm talking about cent lots at this rate on the Monday. It's really small. Amante, no, stop loss is not hit. Minus 16 pips at the minute. You see hourly if it closes above. And it's likely going to create a low wick. You're going to get caught. That's when it's going to stop you out. Boring trade. I'm usually well out of a trade by now. Rennie K? Yes, gold. The very, very long, boring entry. GJ coming up to the resistance, so we need to wait for potential rejection. Hourly about to close, so likely going to get taken out, it creates low wick. And that could be the end of the agony. But again, I know this is on a very low scale is it's not even quality, to be honest. So probably, yeah, probably shouldn't have taken it, but it is what it is. You gotta stick by your trades. All right, so the candle's about to close. Lower wick, bit of a pause, and if it breaks, it's likely going to head up, but be out by that point either way. So I'm not adjusting stop loss or anything like that. In fact, if it breaks so low, probably best just to cut it because it's got no lower wick. Yep. All right, cut half. Cut half for minus 17. If it breaks zone low again, I'm just going to cut the whole lot. And the 5-minute confirmation on the 30. So actually now it's setting up to be better, to be honest, but it's a bit late. Yeah, I've closed it. I'm done. Not happy with it. So I got out a little bit better off, to be honest, in the end, but it wasn't a great trade, guys. It really wasn't. So I cut it after it flipped the first time, popped back up, and then flipped again. I cut it before you could make the move back down. So just for a little bit of the initial risk, lowered that. But all in all, was a pretty ordinary trade. I'm glad a lot of you didn't take it, which is good, especially my guys. But it is what it is. Your entry buy, yeah, it was a buy, but just trying to use a little bit of intuition without the strongest confirmation. I did get the closure above, did retest, but again, the volume from that candle, momentum, it was just all over the shop. Wasn't the best closure, to be honest, to trust it. But irrespective, decided to take a very small risk early trade, see how it went, and gotta live with it. Managed it. Look, if it does remain above this support resistance, sorry, then there is a very good chance it's going to make the move up. A really good chance, but again, I'm not going to sit through it. So if you are holding, just trail the stop or leave it at that point. If it begins to break, then you are looking pretty good. You've got the hourly at that point, closure above. You got the M30 as well, and you got the 5-minute retest, and you still managed to close above as well. So yeah, off the back of that. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Gold, yep, by last chance. No, I'm not going to jump back in. JZD, GM2, all good. Once again, when I take a loss, it's all stupid trades, to be honest. You've got to kind of get out of the system every now and again. The 2 trades I've taken that have been losses were both pretty crap, in all honesty. So you guys know what that means. You gotta stick to the rules. Be patient. Don't try to bend it. And I'm happy to use myself as an example. We all learn. But yeah, there it is. So shit trade. Got out quite lightly, to be honest. So it's nothing major. Either way, guys, thank you very much for your support. Tomorrow, we'll do things properly. Tomorrow I'll be on from, remember, stream starts a bit later Tuesday. I'll be on from about 30 minutes prior to session open. London Open, that is. So, depends where you are around the world. Just keep a lookout for that, for notification. I'll be on with my team for the education session. You will hear me talk about, we'll use this as an example of what not to do, but we need to hear it. And I'll be on with you guys in probably about an hour and a half for my team for the education session. If anyone wants to know a little bit more about the services, feel free to check that out. TikTok link is in my profile for that, and in the description below on the YouTube stream. Guys, let's trade safe. Yeah, trade safe into the rest of today. Tomorrow is the news. Not for our session, but there's some high pack news for the Aussie dollar, and that's it. Wednesday is the day for the high pack news for our session. Alright guys, take care, trade safe, don't do anything stupid, and I will catch you all tomorrow 30 minutes prior to London Open. Cheers guys, have a good one.
Bye.
See you later mate, see you.
Yeah, bye.